Okay, so thank you very much for you joining us today. This is a DAG Ghana meetup, and you are all welcome to this session, which will be focused on the evolution of Business Central. Basically, I'll do a little bit of intro on the DAG Ghana, what we stand for, and also do some presentation for the DAG mother body itself, what we stand for, and then Jeremy Combey will come in with a presentation. So you're all welcome to today's section. Basically, it's about people have come in. I'll touch on the DAG highlights, DAG Ghana community. We'll have the presentation, we'll have some Q&A, and if there's anything for us to discuss on network, we also discuss that. We are planning to have all this within at least 1 hour, 15 minutes. Now, the meeting rule, this is an online one. So if you are not on, you can mute your phone so anything which can disturb us. We are anticipating that at least everybody participates. It's a learning community. We need to stay engaged, and all that we want to do is learn from each other. So let me give a little bit. I'll do a presentation fully on the big mother community. So we have the Meetup DAG, which is history really started in 1995. It's a dynamic user group, and it's international. It's one of the longest running independent Microsoft Dynamics community. And DAG began as an online discussion forum and has since expanded to provide a video content training programs, interactive virtual and in-person events, both regional meetups, sponsorship opportunities, and more. And one thing about it is that this DAG meetup is free for one to join. There's no fee attached to it. It's a free user community, and the good stuff about it is that its mission is really to support the Microsoft Dynamics 365, Dynamics GP, Power Platform community applications users, and also professionals. So it can also be even in just time management or anything about leadership. We also accept it in the community. And it's open to all. And all that we require from the group is to empower the community members with the tools and information required to excel and grow in their profession, with a focus on Dynamics 365. But I'll do a whole presentation on that. So let me focus on the DAG Ghana now. The DAG Ghana Accra, which is a regional subgroup of the big mother body. So we are known as the Microsoft Dynamics 365 and Power Platform Meetup Ghana. We have a membership currently of 456 registered on the Meetup. So if you have not registered on the Meetup platform, I will entreat you that you go there and register, because that's where most of our communication happens in there. In terms of leadership, we have 5 leadership, managing and at least trying to organize our programs. So sometimes we do have in-person meetups. We also do have online meetup as one of them we are having today. Really, we're formal started this whole DAG Ghana in, let me say, so in December will be 1 year, because we were accepted into it somewhere later part to 2003. That's 2023. So I'm sure come December, we'll have our 1 year anniversary as a DAG Ghana meetup. And we are planning for that one. We need to have an in-person one. So we'll be looking out for that. Okay, so these are some of the past events we have really organized. Let me just touch on them. So our last one we had was the in-person one, which we have some resource persons talking to us. And I know most of you here were there, and we appreciate your effort and time for making it to the in-person one. We are looking forward to another one before the year ends. So we are encouraging you to get prepared for that. We'll publish the details later. We also had a meetup which was the title Deep Dive into Free Microsoft Copilot AI. It was a virtual one with our speaker based in UK. That's Chimi Okwiri, and he was a speaker. He delivered for us. That's somewhere in February, and it's also on our YouTube channel. We have a YouTube channel for the DAG community, so you can also visit that. Then we also had another online session, which we tagged on Project Operation is More Than Gantt Chart. and we had an expert based in the US to really discuss or do justice to the topic. And the name was Michelle Albright. And that happened somewhere in May. So we are growing and our programs are also growing every now and then. As I said, you can find us on both Facebook, YouTube, and also LinkedIn pages. Okay, so at this time, I would like to introduce our presenter for today. That is Jeremy Combey, an expert in business or Dynamic 365, precisely business solutions. So I would like her to take over now. In between, I'll come and do the presentation fully on the bigger group dynamic, bigger group DAG meetup, and also talk about opportunities in there. So now I will hand over to Jeremy. So Jeremy, if you are there, can we hear from you? And you can take over. I can stop sharing now. Then you can take us through the presentation for today. Thank you.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Good afternoon and good evening, wherever you are. I am Jeremy Combey, and I'm a business applications functional consultant. I will be taking you through the evolution of Business Central. I'll be sharing my screen in a few minutes, so if you can, just let me know. Okay. And so I can just check the
Sure, we can see your screen now.
So and then you know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Good.
Then go through the of Microsoft Nav and then Dynamics 365 Business Central itself. We'll also take you through some of the key features in business missions. So what is Business Central? Business Central is one source in all business management solution for SMEs. It was developed by Microsoft. It's part of Microsoft Dynamics 365 suite. It's cloud-based and it integrates with key business processes, including your finance management, sales, supply chain, project management, manufacturing, and more. So in summary, really that's Business Central. But how did it all start? So in the early 1980s, Navision originated in Denmark by a company named PC&T. It was started by three Danish students, and the name of the company was Personal Computing and Consulting. It was a small accounting firm. So they built an application, a small accounting application called PC Plus. Then in the 90s again, they introduced it to the global market. So the first application they built, it was a single sign-on application where only one user could log in at a time, but gradually they improved it and created a new version where more users can log in simultaneously. Then eventually in the 1990s, they introduced Navision to the global market. They introduced it outside Denmark and then also to the US. Then in 2002, Microsoft acquired Navision. And then in 2005, Navision was rebranded to Microsoft Dynamics Nav. Then between 2009 to 2013, Microsoft enhanced the features and added role-tailored clients, improved the reporting capabilities, and web services integration. Then gradually, Microsoft announced the creation of Dynamics 365 in 2016. Then in 2018, Microsoft released Business Central. And then between 2020 till date, what Microsoft has basically done is improve the features for better AI capabilities and users. So here are snapshots of some of the pictures I found on Business Central. This was what it looked like. Navision Financial 1.0. This is what it looked like. Gradually improved. We had Navision 3.60. Then we had Microsoft Dynamics Nav 5.0. Then we had Microsoft Dynamics Nav 209. I got a chance to use the 209 Classic. One of our customers at the time in my old organization was using it. And so I got a chance to have a feel of it. It was quite interesting. Then this is Microsoft Dynamics Nav 2013. This is really how it looked like. Then this is Microsoft Dynamics Nav 2015. Quite interesting as well. I got a chance to use 2014, 2016, and 2018 as well. And this is how the 2018 interface looks like. Then this is the almighty Business Central, where we've gotten to. This is how the growth center looks like. So now I'm going to do a little demo of Microsoft Dynamics Now 2018, and then also Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central. So I'll have to stop sharing and reshare just a few minutes.
Thank you very much, Jeremy, for the first, let me go the first part of the intro to Dynamic 365. And please note that if you have any question, you can post the question in the chat, and we will let Jeremy as we proceed. So if you have any question, please, you can push it in the chat, and we'll pick it from there. Thank you.
Okay, so this is Microsoft Dynamics Now 2018. This is the role center. Business Central has multiple roles. So based on your role in the organization, if you're accountant, a salesperson, the business manager, whatever role you have, whatever role you play in the organization, we have specific roles that can be role tailored to you. So this is the role center. This is how it looks like. You would see at the top here, we have the ribbon. And then, let me see if I could. At the top here, we have the ribbon. Here, we have the navigation pane. At the bottom here, we have the name of the company, the date, and then the user. On my right here, we have the chat. So this is giving me some analysis on who my customers are, my top 5 customers by sales value. And then I have my cash flow if the chart is available. Then we also have the report inbox. This allows you to schedule reports. So you can schedule a report to be available to you on Mondays at 8. You have it over here, then you can show it to management if that's what you want. Then we also have the queues. So the queues gives you a summary of what's really happening in your organization. So it's telling me in terms of payments, those are overdue purchase documents and all of that. We have the financials as well, where you can see your cash account balance as of now. Okay, so they are not just cues or summaries, but also they are very interactive. Once you click on them, they open the interface for you. So we have the timesheet aspect of it. Then we have the my accounts. So I'm going to show you the chart of accounts, which has the list of all your accounts. But this is really how generally the role center of the 2018 Dynamics Nav looked like. So let's look at some of the masters too, because eventually I'm going to show you how it looks now in Business Central. So this is the chart of accounts, the list of all your accounts, your assets, liabilities, equities. They are all here. You're able to see them and also see the balances of the accounts, whether they are debits, credits, and all of that. You get to see the entries in there. Yeah. So you get to your details. So at the top here, we have the reports, your detailed trial balance. If you want to close your income statements, this is where the buttons are. So this we call the ribbons. So that's really how it's called by here. So let's just also take a look at our customers. That side is called my navigation pane. So let's look at our customers. Just these are the list of your customers. At a glance, you can see their balances that are due. You could see the sales that has gone into it. Then we also look at our vendors quickly. It's basically the same interface. Masters, you see vendors, their name, their balances. Then I think it also has the search button, some of the things that has changed. Let me see if I could move this somewhere down. Okay, great. So this is the search icon where if you wanted to find something, you didn't know where it was, you could easily search for it in Business and Dynamics Nav then. So here I could get to see all my items. This is actually what we call a list page. And then when you actually open it, you get to see the details of it. So this is the item card page. Basically, that's really how it looks like. So but in general, let's go to the departments view. One of the things that has changed is how you get to view all your departments. And when I show you Business Central, you get to see it. So this way you have your finance, sales, purchasing, and warehouse. This is how you can actually navigate. And based on the type of department you are able to customize this to suit you. So as a user, I get to see only sections that are connected to you. So really, this is Dynamics Now. I'll just show you Business Central as well. So let's quickly do that. Please, can you see my screen as well? I believe you can.
Yes, we can. I can see the screen here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this
Yes,
is
we
Business
can.
Central. This is how the
No,
interface
I can
looks
still
like.
see. I don't know whether, because what you are showing is what you are still saying. I don't know whether you have changed your interface, but
Okay, so let me quickly share, unshare and then share again.
yeah, sure. Please note that you can post your questions in the chat box. So
Yes, please. So this is Business Central.
okay, we can see Business
Business
Central now.
Central is a cloud-based system. You can access it on your tablet, phone, anywhere. You're good to go. Business Central is multi-company and it also has a multi-environment. So we have the sandbox area, which is the test environment, and we also have the production environment. And we also have the multi-companies where you get to see the different types of companies that you have. And then we also have the search button we saw over here. Now this is where you can actually see your search button. Anything you want to search for, you can quickly take a look at. If I want to look at items, oh, among companies. Yes, you just click on the search button, click on items. It brings all very close things you can use, and then you can click on the item list, and then you are good to go. Then we also have My Settings. The My Settings allows you to do things like personalize your page, where, for instance, users have the ability to arrange or really change the interface or move things on the interface the way they are very comfortable with. And then we also have the design, which usually the consultants use it to specifically do a little bit more than personalizations. Then we have the My Settings. So My Settings shows you the different roles that are available. So currently for Dynamics Now, I was logged in as the accountant. I'm currently logged in as a business manager. So there are a couple of other roles. Also here, you could also switch in between your companies and see all the available companies as well. Then your work dates is connected to OneDrive. So what Microsoft has done is it's integrated its Teams, Office, Outlook, and all of that to Business Central. So you get to do certain activities in Business Central. You get to do certain things in Outlook, and you're able to. It's connected, so everything syncs perfectly. So yeah, so this is the interface again. This time I'm logged in as the business manager. And then I get to see my sales for the month, overdue purchase invoices. These are the same queues, but earlier in Navision, we had a navigation pane on your left over there where you could switch in between. Also now, the interface has changed a little bit. Then we also have the approval bits, e-document, intercompany. So because you're able to run multiple companies on Business Central, you get to do intercompany consolidations and all of that. You get to do those transactions also over here. We also have the self-service aspect. And one of Microsoft's releases is that they have connected Shopify to Business Central. So if you have the Shopify platform, all the things you need to do, you can have your items here, you can create your shops, your customers, your product. And once people are shopping online, I mean, everything gets synced over here. And at the end of the day, you can have your reports. Then again, the business performance, where you get to see your top 5 customers by sales value, your favorite account in terms of your chart of account. You could, as a business manager, you could put some of the accounts over here so that at a glance, once you log them into your role center, you're able to see those as well. They also have the trial balance aspect. And as I mentioned, Microsoft has integrated Business Central with its other Dynamics products like Microsoft 365. So Power BI too is also connected.
Oh, great.
So you can have all kinds of dynamic reports. I mean, was somebody saying something?
Yeah, I said that was great. I'm more biased towards
Oh,
Power
okay.
BI. So when you said Power BI, I
Okay.
said great. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. And then we have the report inbox again, where you're able to schedule reports and get to see it. But yeah, so again, this is the role center. This is how it looks, especially for the business manager. This is how their role center looks like. And as I mentioned, as a business manager, you're able to personalize and do all sorts of things. So let's look at what the departments in Dynamics Now, how it looks like over here. Again, we have the human resource aspect. So Microsoft has the human resource management. It has the purchasing as well for supply chain management. Then we have the resource management. We have the manufacturing. We have finance in itself. We have project management. We have sales and marketing. We have warehousing as well. So there's a one-stop shop for businesses, SMEs that are looking for a solution to manage their business. So let's take a look at some of the features. So let's look at the chart of accounts again. What has Microsoft done? It's gone cloud. because it wants to make sure that everything is easier for the user. They're able to access their data everywhere. And then it's also made certain things easy in terms of integrating it to Office. You can easily open in Excel. You can easily edit in Excel. You can share in Teams. And I mean, if you're working on something and you need a friend, okay, got it, or a colleague to assist you, you can easily share that in Teams as well. And then again, there's your chart of accounts, the center of all your assets, liabilities, all your accounts are over here. At a glance, you get to see your balances on the account, and they are interactive. So once you click on it, you get to see the entries or what transactions have been performed in those accounts. You get to see all of those as well. Okay, so let's look at Copilot in Business Central.
Okay.
Copilot has been
So
introduced in
sorry,
Business Central.
sorry, Jeremy, I don't know. I have some one or two questions here. I don't know whether you like to take them in
Okay,
between or you want to complete?
I think I want to take them in between.
In between, okay. So I'm sure some of our people are they wanted to know what are the key really difference between the Dynamics NAV and the Business Central, the main key difference. I'm sure a little bit of people are a little bit confused with the two.
Okay, so Microsoft Dynamics Nav 2018 was, or the Microsoft Dynamics Nav or 2018 all the way to the bottom was really on premise,
Okay.
and Microsoft wanted to move it to cloud. So that's one of the difference. It was strictly on premise, but with Business Central, we have the on premise as well as the cloud. With Business Central, Microsoft has integrated all of its other Microsoft suites like Outlook
Okay.
and all of that, Teams and
Okay.
Power BI and all of that into Business Central. So those are, well, some of the two differences for now. And now it's subscription based when it comes to the Business Central. It's subscription based. So less in terms of server, in terms of now where you need to get servers and all of that just to get an ERP starting. You don't really need to do that when it comes to Business Central. All you have to do is subscribe to it, and then it has more flexible payment terms. You're able to access in terms of setting up it took longer to set up Microsoft Dynamics now because you need servers, IT people and all of that. But in terms of Business Central, it's faster in terms of implementation and all of that. So if that answers it, but
Sure.
that's when like some other things come out, just mention them.
Okay. Thank you
Please.
very much. I think that's the question I have now. So maybe you can proceed. Sorry.
Okay.
Sure.
So Power BI, as I was saying, Copilot in Business Central. What has Business Central done? So we just use the sales invoices as an example. So if you're on a sales invoices are used to record sales. So if your customer wants to buy something from you, use the sales invoice document to be able to do that. We also have the sales codes that will allow with a pro forma. Customer wants a pro forma, use the sales code to do that. We also have the sales orders where you use to generate sales orders for your customers. So this is a list of sales invoices. I'm using a demo database. So this is a list of sales invoices that have been created, not posted. Posted means that the transaction is completed, the sales has actually gone on, and then eventually it's been recorded that the customer basically owes you or has done a complete transaction with you. So this is something. So if I come to my sales invoices, for instance, and I want to see as a business manager, I want to see what's been happening. First, I want to know how many sales invoices have been created and not really completed. I could also use the analyze mode. Earlier in our view, what you actually do is turn it into Excel and then maybe quickly analyze it. That was an option. But with this, you can easily do the analysis in here. Let me move this up a little bit. So the analysis mode is one of the features that Microsoft has added. It allows you to quickly look at your data and try to make meaning out of it. So in terms of the amount columns, is able to quickly sum up and tell you that, okay, when it comes to the list of sales invoices, this is the balance in terms of the amounts, and also adding co-pilots. If I quickly wanted to find out, it should tell me what's been happening in terms of, it should group sales invoices in terms of months, group sales invoices per month. You could just issue the command and it will help you group that instead of you doing that. Maybe out of this, send it to Excel and do that. You could easily use the analysis mode to do that. Once you give it the instruction, it's done that. Okay, so what it's basically done is brought in all my sales invoices for per the month, and it's brought in the customers. I could add and say, okay, show me the customer amount, the amounts per invoice, amount, date. Yeah, amounts, dates, and that's it. And then invoice numbers, in case I want to also track that. So once I'm done, I could just give it the go ahead to generate that for me. And then it doesn't just show me the sales invoices as I want, but to show me the amounts, the posting dates, the customer, the due date. So because of the way I put the information, obviously it's arranged it like that. But you can either discard this, you could build on it by rearranging it. So you move certain things to, and all of that, you easily get to do that. The way it could easily make sense to you, you get to do that also. So let me move this close all the way to the number. Yeah. So, I mean, Business Central allows you it gives you the flexibility to move things around the way you are very comfortable with. And then this analysis that has been created by Copilot for you can either save it or discard it. That's really to you. And once you've saved it, I mean, it's always there for you every time you go onto this particular page you're talking about. So I had one earlier that I wanted to see the total amount per customer, and it helped me generate that as well. So that's one of the features when it comes to the Copilot. It's also been integrated to bank reconciliation. So if you want to do bank reconciliation in Business Central, it's a very simple process. Let me just quickly do that. So usually you just select the bank, and then if you've imported your bank statement, you can easily reconcile with Copilot. So it helps you to reconcile it. But what are some of the other things that we have in Business Central? We have the budgeting aspect of it. So for an organization, once you have this, you can easily budget. And at the end of the day, you get to see or compare your actual to your budgeted. And in terms of budgeting, you have the flexibility to export to Excel, import back into Excel. You could copy an existing budget. You have that flexibility. So this is it. It usually filters your income statement because it believes that's really what you budget for, your income and your expenses. So it filters to that, but it has some very interactive filters. Let's just go out of this view, where if you wanted it to filter to a particular account in terms of just income, it would do that. In terms of just expenses, it would do that. So those are some of the things. So its budgeting model is very great. And then it has dimensions, what people call cost centers. which it then allows you to be able to, if you wanted to build a budget by department. So then I'm on the budgeting field. There's the name of the budget. I say show my lines as GL accounts. So the lines over here are shown as GL accounts, which are the list of my accounts, my chart of account. Then we also have the show columns as departments, which allows you. So with this, I'm able to budget for the admin, let me show names so we get to see administration department, production and sales department. It gives you that flexibility. So let's look at the customer list of that. We saw the customer list in NAV. Now let's look at the customer list in Business Central as well. It shows you the list of customers, sales, payments. You get to see all of that. In terms of looking at the customer card, you're able to see that you have the balance in your local currency. So Business Central is multi-currency. So if you're transacting in Ghana cedis and USD, whatever it is, you are able to easily do that. And at least at a glance of looking at a customer record, you're able to see the ongoing sales invoices, posted shipments, posted sales invoices. You get to see all of those as well. And then if you have those, as a scenario where your customer is your vendor, you get to see at a glance what's this customer, who is also your supplier, how much they owe you. And then both parties can negotiate and decide what the payment method and payment terms are going to be like. So Microsoft also, it works with partners, so it allows you to extend the functionalities of Business Central. What we've noticed over the years is that Business Central doesn't suit, it's not, for some organizations, we actually need to do a little bit of tweaking or add additional models to ensure that their operations run smoothly. And Business Central allows you to extend the functionalities, where I know, for instance, for the two organizations I've worked with in Ghana concerning Microsoft's products, they have done very great in terms of building a good payroll system that really aligns to what the Ghanaian payroll system is. And also extended the HR functionality to include all the other HR aspects as well.
So sorry, if I may ask it, so it means there was an additional build up, more like a customized stuff. Okay.
Customized stuff, yes.
Okay.
Additional ones. So again, what Microsoft is then doing is that it's localizing the functionalities. So it's going, well, will I say country by country, making sure that per your country, what are the laws, what's in terms of taxes and regulations and all of that, and allowing the partners to localize it and make sure that they build those tax functionalities into the system. That way, when anybody subscribes to Business Central, their tax and other regulatory requirements are catered for.
Great.
So in summary, really, this is Business Central. There's more to it, but this is really the overview of it. In terms of fixed assets too, so let me just quickly go back, just to summarize this. Let me quickly go back to everything Business Central has in terms of finance management. You have your chart of accounts, your geo budget, financial reporting. At a click of the button, you get your trial balance, your income statement, all of that. We also have the intercompany. We also have journals. So journals are books. That's how we record transactions into the various GL accounts. So it has very good journals. And in terms of fixed assets, here it's really good. Yeah, in terms of that, let me just quickly show you the fixed asset module. So you are able to easily, so for instance, let's say I have a chair where you get to input fixed asset classes, whether it's tangible or intangible, what type of subclass this belongs to. You get to chairs, furniture, almost use equipment. Okay. And then in terms of your depreciation policy, you get to input all of that also in Business Central. And input the depreciation years, it gives you the end date. With this just by a click of a button, once you've acquired your asset, you can easily run depreciation in terms of maintaining your assets too. You get to do that. So, and in terms of all the other documents that are connected to the fixed assets, you could also attach it. So it's really good with attachments, OneDrive, and it's connected to OneDrive.
Great.
So yeah,
Okay.
if you're looking for a system to manage your finances, yeah, Business Central has it all: payables, receivables, fixed assets. It has it all. Inventory management. It has it all. If you're looking, let's explore more rules. If you're looking at project management, it has it. It has it all in here. If you're looking for resource management, having all resources, human and all of that, looking at the pricing and all of that, and finding out whether your resource is making money for you and all of that, you get to do that. In terms of sales and marketing, creating leads, managing your contacts, customers, teams, and tax and all of that, you get to do all of that also in Business Central. Creating of campaigns, and yeah, there's really a lot that Business Central. If you're looking at a manufacturing organization, to how to manufacture, the whole process of creating and manufacturing the product and getting to the cost of it and comparing it to your actuals and all of that, you get to do that. So the whole manufacturing process, organizations that are into manufacturing can comfortably use Business Central. Then we also have the warehousing bits. If you're looking at warehousing, advanced and simple warehousing, it gives you the rooms for all of that, bins creation, and you get to do that.
Okay, so can I ask this question? So in terms of,
Please go ahead.
let me call it purchasing power, which people are the target group for the Business Central? Can small businesses also acquire? Is it that it can be scale up, or it's a whole one seat?
So the target is small, medium-sized SMEs. So the target is SMEs, but you usually have to look at your needs as an organization, and then what you are really looking out for, your needs, and then your finances. It's relatively cheaper in terms of the other ERPs. So
Okay. So assuming one is really interested in, let's say, only human resource, can he just go into Business Central and just get that portion, or let me call it that particular one, activated for? Or is it that you have to buy the whole suite?
well, it's not advisable to just go for the human resource aspect of it. If you have a whole track, you need to use the whole track and not use just a simple part of it. You can't get just the HR bit. It comes as a pack.
As a pack, okay. So it cannot be scaled up as maybe because some companies might be going through, let's say, phases. So maybe currently they are not even into the manufacturing. They are not doing a lot of purchase. Maybe their focus is more on human resource and services. Does it mean that the cost to them and the cost to someone who's really using all the resources, will they be the same?
Yes, it will be the same. It's the same. But then there are different lines and options.
Okay.
We have the essential and then the premium. The premium adds on the manufacturing and the resource and then the service management. But the essential is just looking at finance and then purchasing and sales and human resources.
Okay.
So then the price and the licensing, it's what can really help you differentiate between the two.
Okay, so what's the difference? I mean, can we get a range of the licensing? I'm sure some of my would like to know the price range.
Well, there is an official pricing on Microsoft's page, which I don't have offhand,
Okay,
but you'd usually use partners for this
sure.
at the moment. So their pricing also differs a little bit from what
Okay,
Microsoft puts on there.
okay. Okay, I have one question in the chat box. The question states that what future developments or features can we expect in Business Central, and how will they address emerging business needs?
Okay. Future features. Usually what Microsoft is really doing is incorporating, making sure that users are very comfortable in using the solution, making it easily accessible. And one way of making that possible is also in terms of the localization, bringing it to your country to localize its regulations. In terms of updates, they are done, I think, twice a year. It's actually done twice a year. And we just have to look at some of the new features coming on board, but it's usually on Copilot. That's one of the main things they're really looking at, incorporating Copilot in every aspect of Business Central so that users are able to easily find things and not necessarily need extra consultants and all of that to assist them in using the solution.
Mm. Okay, great one. I don't know from any question from the group, any member?
Yeah, I wanted to type, but I would rather ask on voice. So, great to hear that it's intercompany, which means you can set up different companies within the application. But my question is, how small is small business? And would you advise an organization that has about 12 to 13 locations to use this?
Well, yes. You can go as low as buying just one license. That's just for one person to use in the organization. But then it also depends on, okay, an organization with 3 different locations. Yes, you can do that. Also depends on your needs. What are you really looking out for? Are you really into sales? Are you into purchasing and all of that? Sales, purchasing, and manufacturing, project management. We usually have to look at the organization's needs to be able to assess whether you're really a good fit for Business Central. But I'm telling you, I've seen a company that's just run by one man and he's using Business Central and he's very fine.
And what about organization with about 9,000 personnel actually in all the other aspects? So if you pick any department, as you call it, there, every department applies. Would you advise at that scale, Business Central is the go-to?
Well, in terms of Microsoft, there are 2 main solutions it's putting across over there. We have the Dynamics 365 Finance and then Business Central. Dynamics 365 Finance is for larger organizations. That's the plan. In terms of Business Central, it always has to depend on what are the features you are looking out for. So if your features do not need you to get the Dynamics 365 Finance, then Business Central is a good fit for you. But it can take as many as you want it. And in the outside world, small SMEs are not as small as in Ghana here. When we say SMEs, comparing it to ours, SMEs, their SMEs is kind of like our large organizations over here. And so it depends on your features and what you're looking at.
Thank you very much. Any question from the team? I'm sure Bennett good with the answer to the question, and thank you very much, Jeremy. Any question from the team? Jessica, Patty Godson, Joseph, Rebecca, Rexport, Felix Benedicta, and Press. Any question?
I have one more. How
Okay.
different is dynamic sales how different is it from Business Central sales?
Okay. Dynamic sales it has the full scope of customer management, but the Business Central sales it has some limitations in terms of manage CRM, in terms of contact management and lead management and all of that. It has some limitations, but you can okay, so let me quickly do that. You can quickly create your contacts, you can create opportunities. Let me search for that. You can create opportunities, you can create interactions, you can send emails to your leads and contacts from Business Central. But in terms of the dynamic sales, it's more advanced. It's more advanced in terms of the CRM management. You can make calls and all of that from it. So that's really it.
Okay, great. Any question for our resource person? If not, then maybe I'll just jump in with the presentation from Doug. If you have any question, you can put it in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself and ask. But would I really like to, I know that Jeremy, you are done, or you want to give us a summary, then we'll move on to the next session of
Yeah. So let's just quickly look at ending the PowerPoint slide. So for now, I'll stop sharing my screen and reshare the PowerPoint.
Sure, you can.
Just a minute. Okay. Let me share this again. Okay. So what are some of the key features and innovation? Business Central is looking at cloud first approach. It's emphasizing on cloud deployment and allowing for scalability, regular updates, and reduced IT overhead. And in terms of AI and automation, it's providing an automatic workflow. So I forgot to mention, it's also connected to Power Automate. Business Central allows you to connect to Power Automate and gives you very flexible workflow experiences. Then we have the user experiences. Microsoft is improving the features for better AI capabilities. And in terms of integration, as I mentioned earlier, it's integrated with Microsoft 365, Power Platform, and all the other Microsoft services. The whole idea is to create a unified digital workspace for its users. Then it's looking at also reaching every country and ensuring that solutions that are being built are compliant to the regulations of the country. Then, in conclusion, the evolution of Business Central from its roots innovation to a comprehensive cloud-based business management solution reflects Microsoft's commitment to innovation and integration within its ecosystem. It has transformed from a simple accounting application, as we have seen, to a very powerful tool that helps businesses manage their finances, operations, sales, customer service, and adapting to changing needs of modern enterprises. So, Sammy, yeah, the questions and answers have happened already. So, thank you very much.
Thank you very much,
Um,
Jeremy. Thank you very much. Really appreciate your time and the insight you have given us today. We are really grateful for your time. Thank you
you
very
too.
much. Yeah, thank you. So I will just have a small interaction on the, let me check. Dagana said I should, international. Okay, so let me just talk about the DAG meetup itself, programs which are coming on, and we will end soon. Okay. Hope you can see my screen. Please, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Okay, great. So that's a DAG one on the right. Okay, so this is from the DAG the DAG meetup. As I originally said, the Meet DAG is really building community, encouraging connection, and empowering education. And I've told you the story already that really started in 1995 as Dynamics User Group, that is DAG, and it's one of the longest running independent Microsoft Dynamics community, and it began as an online discussion forum and has since expanded to provide video content, training programs, interactive virtual and in-person events. We also have regional meetups and also sponsorship opportunities and more. Now, to join the DAG is free. They have localized, which we call the regional DAG in various countries. So in here, we have the DAG Ghana representing the Meet DAG or the big DAG body. They have about 45,000 community members, and it keeps on growing every now and then. Now, the rules of engagement is that you need to be courteous, you need to contribute to the meeting and let everyone also participate. That's the whole about the meetup. It's a place to connect with Microsoft Dynamics and Power Platform community at regional levels, customers, Microsoft partners, that's independent service and vendors, and everyone in between can contact to discuss industry topics and share ideas. So anybody who really wants to really discuss or share an idea on any of these topics, you can get in touch. We'll arrange either in person or on a virtual one like this, so that you can also share your knowledge and also impact on the community. And the meetups are hosted by DAC, but led by the local volunteer leaders. As I said, so in Ghana, we have local volunteer leadership. Currently, we have 5. Anybody who wants to join can get in touch so that we can also grow the community together. Now, the local meetup is open to all members of the Microsoft Dynamics and Power Platform community. All we do ask that you use this time for education and all to grow our network rather than selling or recruitment. So the whole idea is to grow the community, and this will allow our attendees to feel comfortable in attending. And if you have any concerns, please, you are free to speak to any of the leadership here, and we are available. Now, these are the Dynamics user groups and programs. So for you to become a DAG member, it's free, as I said, and access our broad spectrum of programs, build community, encourage connection, and empower education. So we have the Business Central, which today, Jeremy did justice to it for us. We have customer engagement, we have the finance and supply chain, we have the Dynamics GP, then we have the Power Platform. So these are some of the free online open forums. So those are the various sections. We have the free online open forums, which are organized by DAG. We have the DAG Webness. It's also free, virtual, year-round, it happens. They also have the Dynamic Cons Live. It's an in-person event. It's a conference. It happens every year in the US. Then we have the regional meetups for anyone to join. So, but the one we are having currently is a regional meetup for the DAG local community in Ghana. And we also have the DAG team up. That's the solution and services. That's from the independent service providers and partners. Then we have the DAG conference. This one is a virtual event. The current one will happen in November. That's 2 months away. Currently, they are really, let me call it, expecting or gathering speakers. So if you are interested, you can apply to be a speaker at the Dynamicons virtual event. It will happen in November. That's online. Then we have on-demand training classes from field recognized by Microsoft experts. So they have the DAG Skill Up. And that one, you need to pay a small fee, and you can also join those programs. Then they have the DAG YouTube. So those are on-demand conference sessions and recordings. So all the meetup happen in various communities. They are recorded and they are put up on the DAG YouTube channel. And this is the spread of the community. Currently, you have Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, that's in Africa. When you go to the US, North America, they are all over the States. They are also in Europe. And it keeps on growing every now and then. Currently, there are over 42 plus groups, more than 10 countries, and the number keeps on growing, over 10,000 plus members joining every day. So this is the 2024 regional DAG meetups, which happened very big. So there was one in Ohio. I think it was done. That was about last 3 weeks ago. That's from August 26th to 27th. Then another one happened in Texas. That was in 29th August. Those ones were in person. Then I'm sure the upcoming in-person ones also coming up is the Southeast US, that's Tampa, Florida. Then another one will happen in Canada. I'm sure an in-person one, More information will come soon. That will also happen in November 2024 in Toronto, Canada. And it's open. So far as you can afford and you want to attend, you should be accepted to attend. Now, here come the bigger one, Chicago. That's the 2025 Dynamicons Dynamics Con. And that will happen from May 13th to May 16th, 2025. And it's happening live. Those who are interested, there's a free, let me call it a discount for membership. And there is a code. If you use the DAG Ghana code, if you're interested, you can get in touch, but I'll also post it on our page. You can use it and get at least about 50% discount. I think the cost or the registration is close to $1,000. Yeah, I think $1,000. So you can get a discount and pay like $499 for that to attend the program. It happens every year. Next year it's happening at Chicago. If you make the payment, the DAG communities that's from Chicago, they are willing to also support in terms of if you need any introductory letter to the embassy or in terms of your visa applications, they are willing to give an introductory letter to support that. So these are the updates, announcements, as I've mentioned, things happening. And the Ghana user at DCon is the code if you register, as I said. So you get a 15% off promo code to register for the Dynamics Con 2025. So you can check on the website and you'll get to know more about that. And for the virtual event happening November 13th, as I mentioned earlier on, it's a free event. Sessions are chosen by the community, and there are 5,000 plus community members. So this is happening live. Those who want to really submit some sessions, it's opening now, so you can submit if you want to really be a speaker or present for any of the sessions. You can submit. If you are choosing, they will get in touch with you and prepare. And I'm sure Jeremy can also maybe try and put in, by visiting the platform, he can apply to also speak at that forum. If his presentation is accepted, you get a chance to do that come November 13th. And basically, it's all about educational sessions. So really, that is the end in terms of the high. So I would like to thank you very much. As I initially stated, we are planning for our next maybe virtual meetup and also an in-person meetup before the year ends. Our doors are open. Those who would like to present and share knowledge on any of the topics mentioned, Dynamic 365 Power Platform, even M365, even on professional development, we are always open. And you are welcome to get in touch to really present to the community. The community is all about knowledge sharing, growing, connecting, and supporting each other. So I would like to thank you very much for your time. And let us keep on growing the community.
No, Fred.
Yeah.
Sanefi.
Yeah.
I think someone is asking a question in the chat box. He
Okay.
said, in case you apply for the program and you get rejected by the embassy, will there be a refund?
Yes, when we got in touch with the leadership, yes. If you pay and you are rejected by the embassy, they are willing to refund your money for you. That's a question. I think we did a whole presentation on that. Yes, your money will be refunded to you if you make payment and you are not successful with the visa application. And don't forget that the promotion ends at the end of this month, September. So it's just for a short time. So if you are really interested and you want to do that, you need to do that before the 30th of September. It's very important. It ends at the end of the month. So that's the window for that. Yeah. And please, any question? Any things you want us to discuss? The house is open. As I said, the meetup virtual and in person. The plan is to have one virtual and one in-person meeting before the year ends, and we'll be counting on you to bring more people on board for us to grow the community and learn together. Any question? If there's no question, I would like to really thank all of you for your participation today. Thank you very much, Jeremy, for doing us the honor of presenting to the community this evening. We really appreciate the time and effort put in for this presentation. We have learned a lot through that. At least I now understand at a high level more details into the Dynamic 365, especially when it comes to the Business Central, Navigation, and also the Business Central proper with the cloud. Thank you very much, Jeremy, and your team. And thank you all for participating. Jessica, Fatih, Rexford, Ben, Felix, Perez, Felix, Joseph, Rebecca, and Benjamin. Thank you, Benedicta. Thank you very much. If there's no question, then we'll bring this meeting to an end. Thank you. I'll stop recording here.